I am Kathy Henry, and I am a licensed clinical social worker in the Indianapolis area, and I am proud to work for Healing Hearts of Indy. I'm wondering if this one ingredient might be missing from your marriage, your work life, your relationship with your children, your friends, or maybe even in the therapy or recovery process. That ingredient is effort. Now, what I mean by this is really investing yourself and pushing yourself to do something that is not within your normal framework. So for some people, this might be with communication. That's a conversation I had with someone that was struggling in their marriage, and we talked about it, and they said, oh, we need to work on that. And I said, it's not just about saying you need to work on it. It's about really putting in the effort every single day, trying to get the results that you want. So what this means in terms of communication, it might mean that you need to do more sharing. Maybe it's intentional and you have something on the refrigerator that talks about every day you go to with your wife or your children and say, what are we feeling today? Or do it at the dinner table. Maybe it is talking about making it an effort to talk about what each other did at work each day, if communication is an issue for you. Or it might mean that you need to spend a lot more time really focused listening. And again, if this doesn't come naturally for you, or if it's not a skill that you were taught, then maybe this is something you really need to focus on and put some intentional effort into. And it can really make a difference in your relationship when you do this, in your communication. In terms of sex, you might need to step it up a bit. Maybe the feelings aren't coming naturally, so you have to force it a little bit and focus in that area so that you can begin to start feeling some desirable feelings for your partner. But sometimes you just have to shift your mind out of its normal path of dishes and laundry and work or sports shows or whatever, and really focus on intimacy and having some physical relationships with your partner. The next one might be commitment. It might be an area where you need some effort, and that is that you might need to avoid certain areas in your life, or you might have to intentionally avoid certain people in order to keep yourself from being unfaithful. You might need to be very diligent in avoiding porn or texting with other people, having some tighter boundaries and things like that. But the thing is, you have to put effort into these things or you will not see changes. As someone said to me recently, it doesn't happen by accident. You don't accidentally just have a great relationship. Just like when I decide to diet or exercise, I don't accidentally just get a better body. You have to put in a lot of work and effort into your working out and your nutrition and different areas of your life in order to get the results that you want. And it's the same way in relationships. It's the same way in your work life, in your occupation. It's the same way with your friendships. It's the same way with your relationship with your children, and it is the exact same way in the recovery process. So if you have been in counseling for a while, or even if you're just starting, I want you to know it's going to be hard. You're going to have to do things that are outside of your comfort zone, and you're going to have to push yourself in order to see some changes take place in your relationship. And those changes are most likely not going to be comfortable. So if any therapist tells you that it's going to be easy, they're not being truthful with you, because real true change does not come easily. If it did, you wouldn't be talking to a counselor in the first place. So I really want to encourage you to think about this concept of effort and look at what you are doing in your relationships and in your work life, in your recovery process, in your relationships with your children, and see if you are putting in some effort. If you are uncomfortable and regularly, consistently making yourself uncomfortable and pushing yourself into some more uncomfortable areas, then most likely you're doing the right thing. And if it's not uncomfortable, then my guess is that you're not going to see the results until you step it up. So thank you very much for listening, and I wish you the best.